aMayzing Impact life, relationship, and marriage coaching is just that. It is a broad spectrum approach to helping people.
And so what do we do with premarital coaching, with marriage and life and relationship coaching? Is that we meet in our office, we meet across the table from each other, couple to couple or couple to single, whoever we're coaching at the time. We can coach you virtually through Zoom. We come to churches and we hold events for churches that we call road shows. And we help you find the answers. We don't give them to you. We don't have the answers for your life. We have the ability to walk with you, to sit with you, to talk with you, to cry with you, to run with you, to whatever we need to do with you to help you discover you.
So many people who know us are familiar with What God Has Joined Ministries. aMayzing Impact is the coaching branch of What God Has Joined Ministries.
We met Richard and Gina Lynn when we decided to get married, and we decided we wanted to do marriage coaching.
When we came into the doors and we sat down across from Richard and Gina Lynn and just that couple-to-couple experience, it was just empowering to really feel like there was so much that we didn't know. We were hungry for more, and we really wanted to continue to transform our marriage, and we've been going to marriage coaching now for the last 6 years since then.
They were teaching us from a real position of experience, and we weren't being lectured, but we were witnessing right in front of us a husband and wife who were actively using these same tools that we were learning.
We were married in December of 1986. We didn't leave the church building in a really good way. Our marriage got off to a very, very rocky start. We weren't prepared. We discovered that little bitty differences over time took us to a place, and we lived together, but we moved enough apart that we could just deal with each other. I told Richard and the kids that I was leaving, that we would be getting a divorce, and I never want any parent to have to tell their kids that. It is devastating to a family to hear anybody say they're getting a divorce.
We were able to finally get some help.
We were able to reach a place of reconciliation. It took several years and was difficult and very challenging to find the real help that we needed to live day by day reconciled. And we both realized that we both had a passion for our story, for what we had to say that spoke to both husbands and wives.
Several years ago, I guess it was 4, we had been married just over 30 years at that time. We had grown apart. We were still in the same house. We were still doing life together. But as the kids had grown and left the house, it became evident that our relationship together had suffered, and it was not a thriving relationship.
I was traveling with mission work after the kids were gone, and Jeff was traveling with work, and we were two ships that passed in the night.
So I turned to our pastor at our church, and he said, I recommend you go seek out specifically Richard and Gina Lynn May.
They didn't tell us, this is how you love Jeff. It was, define it for yourselves. We still do that to this day, this is what it looks like to love me. This is what it looks like when you respect me.
When you come and you get Richard and Gina Lynn together, Gina Lynn brings along the coaching and how people work hearts and minds together, and then Richard brings along the spiritual formation background.
Life coaching is a dynamic way of you becoming the person who holds the answers to your own questions. It's about having a life that you can accept your past, that you can grow from your past.
A huge part of our coaching is giving you the questions to ask yourself, so that when you're not in our office, then you can ask yourself a question that can really get you on the road that you need to be on.
Still, 6 years later, we come in and every session we leave feeling like we know each other better and like we know how to do life better. It's less of coming in and putting on some Band-Aids and go out a little less broken. It's more they're teaching us how to heal, teaching us how to be healthy. I feel more equipped to just be a better wife, a better friend, a better version of myself.
It's not just something that helps us, it's something that the marriages around us, they take notice of,
Every aspect of a person's existence is covered through the coaching that's provided by aMayzing Impact. Life, relationship, and marriage coaching.
There is a ripple effect that comes from one person who gets some hope and changes their life, and how that impacts the people who are around them. Gina Lynn and I help people go from bad to good and good to great and great to service.
So we went from being a couple that could hardly afford to contribute anything to our sessions to now being a couple who every month decides that a portion of what we make is going to go towards this ministry.
The reason that we began as a nonprofit is because there were people who would not be able to afford our services. And so one of the huge things that people do who support aMayzing Impact is by giving to the ministry, so that we can look at somebody who's sitting across the table from us and tell them that help is available so that they can get the coaching they need.
When we can tell them that other people care about their marriage, that care about their relationship, that care about their life.
The neat thing about aMayzing Impact is that there are scholarships and there is flexibility in, what money can you contribute to this?
There are young adults that walk into our office and they say, "You saved my mom and dad's marriage, and we want a marriage like theirs." We saw what happened because of where they sat with you.
Our children have commented, "Dad used to be so angry, now he's not." And we've been able to share those differences. It's because we're enjoying life together again.
The more people that know about it, the better, because it's really something that we think could change the world and definitely the lives of our family and friends. And we're seeing it happen firsthand.
The health of relationships throughout a community can make a huge difference in the health of that community. If you're at a point where you realize the benefit this could have to the community around you, to the entire city, country, wherever you happen to live, we really encourage you to get involved.
We know that relationships can really get to a place where you feel like there's just no hope. Gina and I, in our coaching, we never, ever, ever give up. And the reason that we have that tenacity is because we saw that kind of tenacity work in our own relationship. We saw a hopeless situation go to a hopeful situation and to a hopeful life. And if we can keep doing that from day to day and expanding it even in some of the ways that we want to digitally and by moving more into events in towns, even a community with no hope can begin to have a sense of hope again.